you dropped out of college to like be doing this full time?
Because everyone is chronically online right now, you already know what model is good for you.
You should believe that you can build a $1 billion company.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel, Harshith, and Hendrix on the Just Paid podcast. We have Hendrix, who I know from Y Combinator. He's part of the YC community. They're doing some really, really cool stuff. So we felt like he'd be someone that would give us some really good insights on just the community of AI and what's happening in the trends in AI. But just to kick things off, Hendrix, why don't we start with like a little history on like who you are, like why would you start a company in AI? And like, we could kind of take it from there.
Hey everyone, I'm Hendrix, co-founder of Kivatinos. We are currently building an LLM engineering platform, so help AI teams to do observability, prompt management, and evaluations. So we currently help over 100 AI teams to prototype their AI products to production very fast. And we first actually started our first project is an AI parsing resume tool. So Curious journey began in like December 2022 when Raymond and Andy created a resume keyword parsing tool, which gave us our company name Curious AI. And then I joined this team as a prompt engineer, and we initially developed a job search copilot, applying to Y Combinator twice without success. And in September 2023, we pivoted to an LLM router that automatically routes LLM requests to the most effective LLM that Andy read an essay and Raymond rapidly developed an MVP in 1 week, and then followed by a front-end implementation the next week. And then we should secure our first customer within the third week of the pivot. So this new direction led us to our acceptance into Y Combinator's Winter 24 batch. In early January 2024, we found that most of our users actually have a bigger need to have monitoring their AI applications, to have observability on their AI products. So we pivoted to our current product, an LLM monitoring platform, and then we now call it as an LLM engineering platform. And our platform now provides like a comprehensive LLM observability and provide a proxy to call over 300 models, and then help the product team to manage their prompts and to evaluate their AI outputs.
So so just diving back, you said a lot there. You guys are originally a resume company initially. So you were doing resume like analysis to see if it's a good resume or a bad resume, or to find like keywords. That's where your company name came from. So like we're looking for a Java engineer or a Python engineer or someone that's good at indexing or databasing. So like when you guys were working on that first idea, why didn't it work? Like what was your thinking? Like we need to pivot. Like what was that insight that you said we're gonna shift away from that?
The top difficulty of doing that project is we can't build a very robust database of jobs and a search engine. So we currently want to we previously want to do like curious ChatGPT's like an interface to help people to find jobs, to apply jobs. And then we think that is really hard for us at that time. So we can build an MVP, and we can't persuade people to use it. And then we use this idea to apply to YC, and YC just reject us directly, which we think maybe this is not a very good market for us to do. And also it's very hard to do marketing, like this is a consumer-based market where you don't have any experience on a consumer-based market. So it's very hard to scale. It's also very hard for us to overcome those technical issues. So we try to build something else. And in the process of building this product, we did a lot of research on prompt engineering, did a lot of research on the LLM apps building. So we think building an LLM app is the future for the AI market. So we just find another interesting idea to do, so we pivot to that router idea.
And you couldn't get any customers, so you also said, like, with keywords. So just to understand, you did that idea, you pivoted away, and then you started, the new idea, which is an LLM router. 3 weeks into it, you got a customer. Was that after YC, getting into YC, or before getting into YC?
Before the YC, yeah, before the YC, we
Oh,
launched this second product 4 weeks before applying to YC, and then we launched this product hunt. We launched this on LinkedIn, and we just iterate it very fast, and then reach out to like thousands of developers and companies, and then we got our first customer very fast.
got it. Okay, so you pivoted before YC. So, and you applied with the original company, the keywords idea of, like, resumes. You got rejected,
Yeah,
and then you reworked the company, got a customer, and then YC was interested, and then they said yes.
yeah.
So, like, why did you guys even get an interview? Like, what was it? There's thousands of people that apply to Y Combinator.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it was that made you guys stand out? Like, for them to be like, we want to talk to you.
Yeah, I think the first one is our adaptability. So like we are really open to pivots. We are also very open to find a new solution to new market, and uh, and also we think our strength is we can very fast to iterate and to build an MVP of a product and to validate it in the real market. And also we have the validation of our product because we have paid customer. So I think a paid customer or a bunch of paid customers is really important to applying to YC.
Got it. Okay. And you're technical, right? You said you're an engineer.
I'm half technical. I'm majoring in computer science, but I know doing some non-technical stuff like growth, sales. Yeah.
Got it. And I know your co-founder Andy dropped out of college. For me, I was like, wow, he's very committed. He dropped out of college to, like, be doing this full time. That for me, like, made me realize he is a co-founder of
Mhm.
the company, is, like, super committed. Like, you didn't finish college. Were you in the same boat where did you graduate or did you not graduate?
Yeah, I graduated. I finished my final semester doing YC. So yeah, I graduated last May.
Oh, okay. So you did your master's in computer
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, because I have the visa problem. I have to finish my college to get a visa.
Got it. Okay. So you finished your master's, timing was right, got that first customer. Maybe you could explain. I don't think people that are listening fully understand what an LLM router is. And it took me a little time to, like, understand what you guys, I know what you do. But, like, for anyone that out there, like, that doesn't know what an LLM router is, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Just coming from you. Yeah.
Yeah, for now, we don't think router is a really valid idea for the current use case because models become more and more intelligent. We don't need to route to any like the best model. Every model has its own strength, and every model can do like 95% of the task of your daily work. So the initial idea of the router is to save costs for engineers because in like July or August 2023, we only had GPT 3.5 and GPT 4, and GPT 4 is super expensive, and like $60 for per every 1,000 or 1 million tokens. It's very expensive for those AI developers or for AI teams because you don't want to if you build an AI chatbot, you don't want to use GPT 4 to answer questions like hello and what is 1.1 plus 1. And so we build this router to route the prompt based on the difficulty of each question and based on the topic of each question. So we'll help you to route to the most cheap model. If you are asking some very easy questions, if we'll route you to a coding LLM. If you are asking some coding questions, so which help you to get the most qualified responses and to the best model.
What you're saying is some models are expensive, some models are cheaper. And what a model is basically, for anyone that's out there, it's basically a answering machine. It essentially, you ask it a question and it answers in some way. But you're saying some are also better at coding and others are less good at coding. Since you're an LLM router, like pointing to different locations for different questions and different pricing, you guys probably get insight into all of them and you see like what is really taking off and what has traction. Like I was talking to someone yesterday, someone else in Y Combinator, and they were talking about how Gemini 2.5 is phenomenally good at ... And they were just talking through it. And first time I ever heard that. And I'm like, huh, this guy is using that model, which I'm not using. And I'm like, I should be looking into that. Like, does your router recommend? Like, do you have insight? And like, say someone just like says they're not using any of them and they come to you and they're like, we want to use you as our super conduit to all the LLMs. Do you recommend like, hey, this one is good for that one's good for that? Or how do you guys think about it?
Since we are not building router anymore, but we are still recommend models to our customer every day, since we are really familiar with this space and we worked with models every day. We have very good understanding of models. So I will recommend models based on the benchmark, based on our users' preference, their needs, and I'll recommend like if they are want some model to write content, write marketing material, I recommend like GPT-4 or like GPT 4.5, which is really good at content writing. If they are want finding some like coding LLM, I would recommend like reasoning model like O3 or 4 mini, which is the most cost effective way to solve most coding questions.
So I actually have a follow-up question on this one, right? Because a Cursor just came up with a new update where when you're coding and you just have this button called auto. So instead of selecting Claude 3.7 Sonnet Think or Gemini 2.5 Pro, which just came up recently, or even the Max version, you just put auto, and it just auto selects what LLM is used for that particular use case in that code base.
Yeah.
So is are you guys powering Cursor as well? So what's going on there? And for an end user, does it really matter? Is it 3.5? I mean, naming is so bad in AI, right? I mean, it just gets crazy with all the naming. 3.5, 3.7. You lose track of it. So yeah, just want to know your thoughts there.
Yeah, that's the router. Yeah, in Cursor, that's a router to auto select model. But for me, I just use models based on their pricing. I'll use some cheaper model to first solve some problems. If those cheaper model can solve this problem, I'll just choose some more expensive models, which means more expensive means I have better performance.
Got it. Got it. And the models, do you just base it on the different benchmarks? Because of course there are lot of benchmarks. Every model is trying to compete. DeepSeek R1 shares their entire benchmark. Quen shares their entire benchmark. But my question was, because everyone is chronically online right now, you already know what model is good for you. Like for now, from what I see, is Gemini 2.5 Pro, the latest one, is good for looking at the entire code base at once
Yeah.
and then doing a better version there. So like where is the major use case of keywords, and how can users use this?
Most of users use our model to do problems is depend on their use case, and we actually don't see a lot of usage on Gemini 2.5 Pro, and we actually see a lot of usage on Gemini 2.0 Flash because it's very cheap, and our users use that model to do PDF parsing. It's very cost effective, and also its performance is very good. Like it can parse over 6,000 600 pages of a PDF document in under $1 cost.
No, no. I just I just got a clear understanding of what models do here, because from a UX standpoint, what I see is end user doesn't really care about what model it is, right? So are you solving for the UX here? How do you guys get the idea here, right? I mean, I'm just curious. How do you guys get the idea for making a router for LLMs?
Okay, for the router, we basically don't let user to configure it by themselves. We just let them use our own algorithm to route to the best model. We have an algorithm in our code base to classify which questions is this which category of is this question, and then we'll route to the best model to solve this category questions, and then we'll also route to the most most cost effective model to solve their problems. So they will get the best response, and also has a cheapest expense.
I mean, the way that I think about it, Harshith, is if you want to do 600 million API calls on a model,
Yeah.
know you're going to burn a lot of credits.
Yeah.
Correct,
Like,
correct.
you realize I'm going to be spending maybe $1 million, whatever it is. Say you're like, I'm going to be spending huge amounts of money. I need to save as much money as possible. You'd go to a keywords, because you would be able to, if they could recommend, this is a basic question, go here. This is a really complex one that Gemini can answer, go here. This one, I view it as a more developer tool than a consumer tool. I don't know if are consumers are just I'll pay $20 a month, I don't care. But if you have
Yeah.
a big whatever it is, startup, and they have 200 engineers, and they're building on LLMs, and they are burning cash. If you go to a keywords, they could save money, because you guys will be able to route questions a lot of money. You'll save a lot of money.
We currently don't provide a router anymore, but our user can build their own router uh, by themselves. So we have a proxy to let them call every model in a single API format, so they can switch model very easily. So
Okay.
and they can build their own algorithm to route their questions to different models very very easily. And so we also recommend them to test their algorithm, their routing algorithm before go to production. So this will guarantee their quality of AI performance. Also guarantee their expense is in a fair amount of using.
Got it. Got it. So if you're not providing the router, you're providing the infrastructure to build routers. Is that right? Or
Uh,
how do you, what's the pitch of keywords right now? How would you pitch it?
Yeah, our current pitch is an LLM engineering platform for observability, prompt management, and evaluations. So basically help AI teams to prototype their AI products and to help them to monitoring their AI features, their AI products, and then they can use our infrastructure to build any AI products, any AI features they want.
Got it. Okay. So it's moving in the direction of, so observability for me is you watch and understand what the users are doing with the API calls. If there's a trend, people are asking about eyeglasses, you would see those queries inside of the LLM, and then you'd understand, okay, this is a trending query, right? Is that the right way to think about it?
Yeah, I think uh, we thought we thought in AI market, uh, average AI engineer needs an LLM observability platform because the current AI products is very complex. So there are 30 steps of a single AI agent. So they have to trace each step, right? in their AI agent, so they can know what is going on in their AI agents. So it's very important to know what is going on, and it's very important to know each request, each tool call they are using. So observability is the very crucial uh, tool for them to have the best performed AI agents.
I see. So it's like if you're getting a lot of transactions happening, queries, burning tokens, you want to monitor all of that. And that's what you guys are working on now. Like that's what you're settling in as a startup
Yeah,
primarily.
just provide a platform for them to track their usage, to track their performance, and then test their prototype of prompts, to iterate on prompts and collaborate with their team.
Awesome. Like working in a startup, like what should we know? Like a lot of people that listen to our podcast are people looking to get into startups. Like, why not just go work for Google? Why do keywords?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think working on working at a startup is a fantastic experience in our lives, because you can find a job uh, like whenever your age is, and you can find a job like in 30s, you can find a job in 40s, and but I think you are only had the biggest passion to build your own product in your like uh, early life, like 20s, 30s, and also we think building your own product, building your own software and bring value to your users is a very uh like a very interesting idea, and it also makes us passionate about this life. So we want to build our own stuff. We want to have our own impact to people.
Yeah, that's a really, really good answer. So you're saying people should in their early 20s maybe try to work at a startup, like just don't just go work for the big guys because you feel like
Yeah.
that's your time to shine.
Yeah, I think work on in at a startup can help you to build like uh 10 times skills you will have when if you build working at a big title company. You can know how to build a product, how to build an MVP, how to find your users, how to talk with your customers, how to do customer success. You can know how to do marketing. You will know everything in a company, and which will help you to become a very good person to lead a team in the future, or to lead a project in a big title company, which is I think is really helpful for your future growth.
Harshith was asking me this last week, and maybe you could answer it. He's like, why move to San Francisco? Maybe you could talk about like your journey and like why are you staying in San Francisco? Like why would you do that? And this is honestly Harshith is saying like like what is it like to me literally last week. So maybe you can answer this question for all everyone, all the listeners also because you live in San Francisco proper next to everyone.
When we got into YC, our plan was very simple. Like we will spend a few months in San Francisco, and then we might move back to Illinois, because the living expense in Illinois is very cheap. Yeah. So, but just 1 week in San Francisco or 2 weeks in San Francisco changed everything. We knew like we were not leaving, because I think the most reason is the atmosphere here. Like it's unlike anywhere else we have ever been. So in the past year we attended like many events, met countless founders, and even like turned some of them into our customers, like good friends. I think in San Francisco it's the best space to build your own startup, because uh you know many founders, you get many resource, so which you will not get in anywhere else.
Just to dive in, when you say like there's a lot of founders like and resources, you have any examples of like founders or resources? Like give me one founder that you were like, oh my God, and one resource you were like, this wouldn't happen in Illinois.
Yeah, we met a lot of founders every week. We go to event every week, so we we also have some events with our YC batchmate, like Catherine from OpenMart, Rumble from Magic Hour. They're all great founders. They give us like a lot of advice on how to scale your company, how to do like marketing, how to uh design your product, how to do SEO, and also we help each other. We also we share our anxiety. We'll share our like struggling. And when we were in Illinois, we don't have friends such like this such friends. We c- we are always we were always talking about like courses. We're always talking about the like regular life. Where should we go to play basketball? Where should we go to playing video games? So I think everyone in San Francisco is talking about startup, is talking about their products. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the resource part, I think in every event we'll meet some like people from big tech companies like from Stripe, from Azure, and uh, in the, and then they will give us a lot of credits, will give us a lot of advice how to use Stripe, how to use Azure properly, and how to uh, ask for more credits for your startup. I think this is really valuable for every early
Yeah.
startup. Yeah, frugal. We are trying to be profitable, so every dollar counts in our startup.
Correct. So, just to add another question there. So, so you guys, let's say you guys were just building in Illinois, and then you guys got back when you guys got rejected by YC, would you guys have kept going and kept pivoting until you refined your product if you were just in Illinois, or was there something in the air in San Francisco that told you guys, okay, I have to keep going, to keep solidifying the product?
Yeah, I think if we were in Illinois and if we were rejected by YC again, we might be paused our journey. Maybe I will uh go back to school and to do my master to go with my master degree. Maybe we'll like find a job after I graduated. But if I think if you are in San Francisco, you keep going, you keep pivoting and until you find the right idea, find the right market, because everyone in San Francisco will encourage you to do your own product, to build your own startup. This is the goal of your life, I think.
Yeah. So my question was actually about like YC interviews, right? I mean, like YC interviews are like really famous for their intensity. So can you like give us a few pointers on how your interview process was, or like what was the toughest question and how you guys handled it?
Yeah, actually, I was not in the interview because I was the found engineer in that time, so I didn't attend the interview. But I know how interview uh, was going. Like Andy and Raymond attended the interview, and I heard like some interview questions. I think the interview is very short, like around 10 to 15 minutes, and then the partner asked them like 10 to 15 questions about why you are building this product, how many customers you have, and why you think you are the best founder to solve this problem, and what's your next step, and will drop out some question like that. I think yeah, it's very short but very intensified.
It is an intense interview, Arshif. It's very quick and intense. Um, and sometimes you got in that day. Sometimes you don't know if you got in. I hear like they want to have a second interview. Sometimes they want to see product, but they're making a decision pretty quick within like 30 minutes. Not like a long process because they have to do so many. They're filtering very quickly to see who they think they like. But I think for me, the thing that blew me away, and I was like, these guys are going to make it. Is Andy, the one of the co-founders, he quit school. Like for me, that showed a real commitment to the company. He's like, I'm not going to get my degree. I'm just going to go all in on the company and like do this 100%. There's pros and cons to that, but that shows commitment 100% to like what you're building, which is, you know, I don't know if YC approves of it or not, but he did it. Like, they just are like, I don't think they want to miss out on good teams, but for me, like there were 3 of you, like that's probably part of the reason why you got into YC. You had that camaraderie, and already they probably saw that in you guys. Awesome. So, do you have one story of like one moment why you're like, I can't leave San Francisco? Like, do you have one in your head?
I went back to Illinois last May, and I made some friends in Illinois and who were also building some startups, building some project. I chatted with them, and we are- we share some experience on building a startup. And then I found some difference between founders in San Francisco and founders in somewhere else, like Illinois. I think um, founders in San Francisco are focusing more on the like the whole world. They want to spread their product to the every corner of the world. But the founders in Illinois, like my friends and like college, they just want to sell their product to the college students, to the college, or to the teachers in college. So I think is the view the difference in the vision of the founders. Regarding San Francisco, you have a bigger vision and have the uh is more ambitious, I think.
Got it. Okay, so just bigger vision. Like they're willing to go further on like building
Yeah,
something local.
vision is very important for a founder because you have to believe in your product. You should believe that you can build a $1 billion company.
Got it. Okay, so you're big vision. How do you get this big company kind of mindset? Unlike
Yeah.
there, which is a smaller subset. I don't think that's wrong. You need everyone to like build the world, but it's interesting to hear your different perspectives on it. Um, I guess we only have a little bit of time left. Maybe Harshith, we could ask about just AI and like the trends. I think that'd be really great just because I feel like you guys are plugged into AI quite a bit. So maybe you could ask some trends and like what your thoughts are, what his thoughts are.
Yeah, yeah. So I think right now everybody's trying to build agentic AI agents, a lot of AI agents, right? So my question here was, let's say there's an AI agent which has to be really specialized for, let's say, a particular task, and they want to be more efficient, and they also want to save money on the outputs that they give. Because personally, what I've experienced is when I ask it like simple questions, like super simple questions, I don't want a thinking model. I just want the normal LLM, a GPT, just to give me the answer. And how does this work in agents, right? I think because that's where the future is heading. Maybe even your thoughts on browser agents, because when we're using browser agents, things get more complex. Let's say I'm opening a couple of more tabs, and then the agent itself is, let's say, posting a post on LinkedIn or cloning a repo on GitHub, and it needs different kinds of LLMs, different kinds of thinking power. And the best part is you guys actually have like one single keyword API to call, and then it calls all of those. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Any perspective there? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why evaluations and testings counts. So building an AI agent or like building such complex AI agents requires you to know your market, your uh, product very well. So you need to structure your agents step by step very carefully. You should know uh, the scope of your agent, and then you should build your prompts in some rare like in Keras AI's prompt library. You should so save your prompt, build your prompt, and then test your prompt with different models. So we provide like an experiment interface for you to experiment with your prompts with like hundreds of models. So you can choose the best models for your agent for each staff, and then just use those models for different staff. Maybe your first staff, you use regular model like GPT-4o to answer some easy questions, and then in the following step, you use some reasoning models to reason some like complex stuff, to reason some like coding or some like analyze web contents. And so my suggestion is test and experiment your prompts carefully and pick your models um, to seeing different performance, and to monitor it consistently to know what is going on, to find outlier of each response and evaluate by human review.
Got it. Got it. And now from a complete customer standpoint, right? So let's say I'm building a very simple Chrome extension. This was like one random thought I had. A simple Chrome extension where you just enter the YouTube link, and then it gives you the entire transcription, and then you chat with the YouTube. It was like a weekend project that I was thinking of. Let's say if I was a customer and I approach Keywords AI and I want to use your stack. So how would the entire process be like? Like, how can I integrate with you guys? Is it just one click? Do you guys offer a dashboard? How exactly is the integration, and how much can I scale with this? How many users, and so on? Yeah.
Yeah, first thing I think is I would suggest you to find a right framework to build your AI agents. There are a lot of AI frameworks for people to build AI agents like Vercel AI SDK, LangChain, or Mastra. You should choose the right AI framework to build your AI agents. And then we have a lot of integrations with those AI frameworks. So you can use our integrations to integrate with those frameworks. Then at least 10 lines of code, you can send your AI response, send your AI agent steps to Keywords AI, and you can see each step of your AI agent in our dashboard, in our logs page, and also or in our tracing page, so you can know what is going on, and this will not break your application. This will not break your functionality. It will only help you to monitor and observe your AI agent's performance.
Understood, understood. I think it's making more sense to me now, because always used to think like, why even touch the LangChain frameworks when all I can just do is just give it a custom prompt, a couple of system prompts, and then it'll do it. But LLMs always hallucinate, right? They're not good at listening to prompts. Okay, so now it makes a lot more sense now. So I can simply pick a simple framework, understand like what my agent would do, what's the end product of my agent. Let's say at JustPay we're building a billing agent, right? The end goal is to create a complete autonomous billing agent. And now I would pick a framework on LangChain, and then start tuning the steps, the questions, all of that on the Keywords AI dashboard. Am I getting this right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's mostly correct. And if you are building AI agents, actually, LangGraph is a better solution for you if you are building like complex agents. It's a new product from LangChain.
And can you also double click on that? Why do you think it's a better one? Because I feel the UI is really nice, just simple drag and drop, more it's just easy to understand, or is there anything else there?
Yeah, I think LangGraph is built for AI agents, so you can just build your AI agent by uh, drag block into your agent stack, so you can uh, see your agent's stack or framework visually, and to add any tool you want to add in your agent stack. So it's very intuitive to build AI agents. And for LangChain, I think LangChain is really good to build AI products, but for complex AI agents, LangChain is less intuitive than LangGraph.
Got it. Got it. And this was something Daniel just introduced to me, like a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty sure you also know it. It's the term vibe coding by Andrew Karpathy, and it's just everywhere, right? Everyone's talking about vibe coding. So let's say there's a developer listening to this conversation, and they just picked up Cursor, Windsurf, and they just want to start vibe coding. and integrate, just to start off vibe coding with keywords, are there any first steps that they can look into? Like how do they get started? Like, what could be their thought process even? Yeah.
Yeah, I think once they have their prototype of an AI agent, they should know they should to monitor their AI agents and to see their prototype performance. So then they can go to QRTS documentations to integrate us or download our package in Cursor or import our documentation to Cursor agents. Then Cursor can read our documentation for them and then help them to integrate us like less in 2 minutes, I would say.
So do you guys have a CLI, a command line interface, where I can just copy the command line and install your SDK? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I think we have that, and you can just download the package very easily. And for now, we just recommend everyone to paste our documentation link to on Cursor. So let the AI to understand the documentation for you to help you to integrate, which solves save your time and also will be more uh like yeah robust, I would say.
Got it. Got it. So for everyone who's watching, all we have to do is just, click the link, and then, we just go onto Cursor and at docs, and you'll see a new added doc symbol there. Just paste this in, and then Cursor will, completely parse the entire documentation. So you can just keep vibe coding there. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And one question I do have here, and Daniel, feel free to add anything on this one. It was foundational models versus specialized models, and I think no better person to ask than you, because you guys are working with so many different models, right?
Yeah.
So, um, for simple tasks, let's say just on Olama, installing a simple Olama, I just download a very simple, LLM, right? It could be Llama 2.3. Even that works for me. So, what's your thoughts here? Like, do you think more people should be building foundational models, or just leave it for the big guys, and everyone should just keep vibe coding, pick a certain niche, and then just pick verticals? What can they do? Yeah.
Yeah, I think for 99% or 99.9% of task, uh, a foundation model like GPT-4 or GPT uh 4.5 or Cloud 3.5 can solve them uh, successfully and can and also is not very expensive. So I would say just try the foundation model first. And if you don't like the performance or you don't like the quality, you can try some specialized models like the coding LLM, like uh, deep seek coding models or some reasoning models. Reasoning models is very expensive, but it's really good at reasoning, solve some math problems to solve some coding problems. So I would suggest that use specialized models once the foundation models failed.
Understood. And as a resource point of view, I also want to know, does it take more resources to train foundational models, or does it take more, GPU to just train really specialized models?
Yeah, for train a model, I think to train a own model, I think a specialized model will be more cost effective because you don't need a lot of data to train a foundation model because a foundation model requires a lot of data to train. So if you only train a specialized model, you only need the data from this expertise from this field. So it will save you money and it will be faster to train a model, I would say. But you need a lot of high quality data.
Got it. Got it. So data is the mode when you're
Yeah.
working with, specialized models. Got it. Um, Understood. So another, couple questions that I actually had was, one, when someone's, trying to use these foundation models, is this easier with a simple interface, with just ChatGPT, right? And what are your thoughts on people trying to have it completely open source, in their own house, with their own GPUs? Just wanted to know how do you think this would evolve, right? Having your own open source, you plug in a couple of MacBooks, plug in a couple of Mac Mini M4s, and then you have your own model on your desk, right? But there's also web UI where OpenAI is innovating. Now there's 4.1, which is the more specialized coding model. So how would both of these evolve? I mean, it's a very general question I wanted to know. How do you think this would evolve in the coming years?
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't tried install any open source model by my own, but I think of uh, to use an open source model or train your own model is for like some bigger enterprise companies because they care about compliance security, and also they have some more complex tasks to do, so they have to have their own specialized model in house. So in that case, most of enterprise companies will choose their own trained in house solution for their special tasks. But for other developers, for mid-market teams, for startups, I think use a closed source model from OpenAI from Anthropic. It like the most efficient way to build your AI app.
Got it. Got it. And yeah, I think one last question I would have is, this is like a very fun question, right? So the last couple of weeks, are there any new AI tools that you've come across that you're super excited about? I've tried a couple. One was Manners that I was really excited about, but right now I think it's super expensive. Just it's like $40 for like 2,000 credits, and they just get exhausted like really quickly. I really wish they use keywords AI. I think that'll be much better, much more cheaper. Anything that you're super excited about? Any nice tool?
Yeah, I tried two new AI tools last 2 weeks. The first one is Superhuman. I just replaced my whole mailbox, like all the
Okay.
mailbox to Superhuman. And because I hate writing emails, so I use Superhuman's AI features to help me to write emails, help me to uh, organize my emails, and it's super helpful and save me like 2 hours a week. I really appreciate that AI feature. Then I also tried Windsurf. Actually, I think Windsurf is better at doing front end code. So I use
Hmm.
Windsurf to help me to do front end engineering and to build my own design system. I think Windsurf is really helpful for me to build some micro SaaS projects in Curious AI.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I think for emails, I've actually been using Shortwave as well. So Shortwave, shout out to Shortwave guys. They're also YC as well, and we got a really good deal, and we've been using Shortwave a lot. Superhuman's also super cool, and I really have to ask you this question. I had a follow up to what you just mentioned. You say Windsurf is better at front end than Cursor, but aren't they both just using Claude 3.7 on it? So where's the difference? How can you see a difference there?
Yeah, I think for some code for the coding IDEs like Tray, like Windsurf, like Cursor, they they look very similar with each product, but I think first we can choose different models for your different tasks. So we can choose 3.7 or choose 3.5 or GPT's models. But I think their difference is how they structure their IDE. So how Windsurf or how Cursor build their coding agent to read the whole database, how their agent to understand your code base. It's a very hard problems to solve, and which I think Windsurf's coding agents or their infrastructure knows front end code very well, and they can know your code base in a very good level. I would say.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna give it another shot. Actually, it's just they've changed their name so many times. I just got fed up. Like once it was Codium, then Cascade, then Windsurf. Yeah, and also fun fact, Daniel, OpenAI was actually in talks to acquire Cursor. Cursor rejected them twice, and now they're trying to acquire Windsurf.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
exactly,
That
exactly.
if they acquire Windsurf, that changes the game,
Yeah.
right?
OpenAI will dominate this market.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are actually a lot of memes also about, why can't a $400 billion company just make their own IDE? Because, Windsurf is also a fork of VS Code. So why can't, OpenAI also build one? But I think there's a value accrual too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think OpenAI just launched their own open source IDE yesterday. Yeah. And I don't know if they want to compete with the Cursor and Windsurf in the future, or they just want to build some open source projects for developers.
Yeah, and that was cool. It's at OpenAI .fm if I'm correct. Yeah, OpenAI .fm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think FM maybe stands for foundation models. Maybe that'll be the new .ai domains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
OpenAI will develop some specialized coding LLMs in the future.
correct. And big thanks to Anthropic there, because Anthropic launched it first, and it kind of pushed OpenAI to launch their own codex as well.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's a lovely conversation, right? Genuinely love the conversation. I learned a lot. I never knew such a tool existed, and how important a tool would be for people building their own SaaS platforms. Yeah. Go. Any last pointers, Daniel, that you'd love to share?
Yeah. So just for everyone out there, Just Paid and Keywords. Keywords is using Just Paid, and Just Paid is using Keywords. So we're both joint partners. It's a great partnership. And anyone out there, I would just say, just go to Keywords AI, their website, check them out. I love the team. They're very nimble. They're very smart. They help enormous amounts when you need it. So if you're looking for like an AI observability tool, I would just go to Keywords AI and just check them out. But thank you so much, Hendrix, for being on. This was a lot of fun. I always learn a lot talking to you guys, and I feel like you guys are just plugged into just everything happening in AI. So I appreciate the
Thank you.
conversation.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Harshit.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Alex. Yeah.